You are listening to the My 1 Cent podcast. Thanks and enjoy.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Boom. Greetings and salutations from the My 1 Cent podcast. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's having a wonderful week so far. It's Thursday for me here in beautiful South Florida. Having a beautiful, hot as fuck Thursday afternoon. And just so you know now, you're going to hear tick, 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 tick most of the night probably, most of the show today, this episode. My dog, for some reason, she wants to walk around today. And, man, I've tried to cut her nails down, and I'm a pussy when it comes to that. I don't know if anybody else has dogs scared of cutting their nails. Because you got the little bloodline, and then, like, I've looked it up, and it says if you cut it low every week, the bloodline shoots back, farther back, and you can cut them lower and lower and lower. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work with me with her. So I ended up getting one of those little grinder shits that I saw on TV. And I gotta tell you, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. It just takes a little time. I don't know if you can hear her crying. She wants to play. Not now, girl. Give me a little bit. Yeah, so I need to keep grinding on it. It just takes a little time. You just gotta sit there and grind, and she wants to move, and you know, she's not that bad when it comes to that. I'll give her that. I've been able to cut her nails. I just get scared doing it. Dude, I go to the vet, and the vet just goes clack, 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 like nothing. It fucking freaks me out. I can't do it. But anyway, yes. So, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's all right. I know it feels like forever, but I mean, I think I posted one like maybe 2 weeks ago. I want to say less than that, but I may be wrong. Whatever. I'm going to get this rolling again. And as we get closer to the season 2 and stuff like that, we just had the draft and schedule shows with the boys. I'll get them back on. And I'm hoping to, get some other people on, too, as well. I mean, we all know that, I started this alone, and it's mostly me most of the time. And, honestly, that's kind of how I prefer it. I do like having people on, but I've always just been more comfortable for some reason, I guess, when I'm alone. I don't know, because I can just do whatever the fuck I want. I don't know. So, one thing I was going to start, I don't even know why I guess I got into the dog thing because my dog was walking around. I was just wanted to let you guys know that you're going to hear it. So if it doesn't bother you, like right now she's chilling. She laid down and I could hear she got on the couch. So she's chilling in the living room. I'm in the back on the other side of the house. So we'll see what happens. But my plan was actually to come out the gate with a rant about something that annoys the shit out of me, actually. And it really, when you think about it, it really shouldn't annoy me. Because it's, it's about safety and whatnot and the children and all that shit, Trick loves the kids. But, this just annoys the fuck out of me, bro. Straight up. I don't know why. And it's these, if it's not the little green Gumby-looking motherfucker with the flag, it's just the sign, which reads, and I quote, but I'm probably going to get it wrong, so don't quote me. What is it? Drive like your kids or your children live here. Well, you know what? My children don't live there. So, I get it. Most people should know in a residential neighborhood you should not drive fast anyway. But see, my sign would be a little different. You see, my sign would say something to the effect of, your kids don't live here, but mine do. And if something happens to my kids because you want to drive faster in my neighborhood, your kids will not have a parent any longer. Now, I know that's a lot. I get it. And this is not part of the sign. I kept going with it. This is a lot longer enough sign as it is. Shit. But some to that effect. Because at the end of the day, you know what? And this might sound wrong. I don't care about your kids. I care about mine. So, I don't know. I feel like the sign is counterproductive in a sense. Like, I see it and I'm like, pfft. And the only reason I'm bringing this up, because I've had this annoyance before. Many times, driven by neighborhoods, seen a bunch of stuff. But now, the thing is, I'm riding my bike every day after work. Riding 5, 6 miles, 7. Trying to get past that 7 mile. I've been doing it for about a month now, I think. Maybe a little over a month. And it's been working well. I've lost over 20 pounds. It's been a process because I've lost weight quicker, more weight in less time. But I like the way the process of this is going. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, it's been good. So I've been riding through these neighborhoods. I live in a nice neighborhood. I live in, for those of you that know South Florida, I live in Miami Lakes. That's where I reside. For those of you groupies, don't come fucking looking for me. I'm taken. And it's a really nice neighborhood to ride. See, where I used to live before in Hialeah, which is my hood. I love Hialeah. All day, every day, 305. And it was just squares, just square blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It's really, a nice house and whatnot. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. A lot of trees. They got a nice park over here. There's a bunch of areas to go through. We got Main Street. It's just a really nice ride. And so these signs are everywhere, dude. And there's times that I ride by one, I just want to kick it. I just want to kick the shit out of it. Be like, bro, fuck your sign, bro. They're like fucking Rick James, fuck your couch, fuck your sign, people. I mean, at the end of the day, it's common sense. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm a fucking saint, because I'm not. When I was young, in my teens and my early 20s, I might zoom through a neighborhood now still, but I'm more conscious of it. I'm like, yo, you know what? Let me slow down. It's a little too much on the speed here. You got any little children run out in front of me, and I'm going to be, I'm not going to like where I'm going to be, so. It's not worth it. I mean, not through these neighborhoods. But then it's funny because when I'm outside, like when I've cutting the grass in my house and whatnot, or just even outside, just walking the dog or something, and somebody zooms by me, I'm like, yo, slow the fuck down. It pisses me off. It's weird. I'll do it, but it enrages me, like big time when I see it happen. It drives me nuts. I hate that shit. You know what else is starting to piss me off too, by the way? Segue. People, leave. Can't you just leave him alone, dude? Really? Can't you just leave the man, the myth, the legend of Mr. I don't know if this is really his name, but I think he has a middle name, and I should know this, but I'm not going to really give a fuck. Mr. Timothy Tebow. Dude, leave this nigga alone, man. Let him do what the fuck he wants to do. It's haters, dog. And you know what? And I'm a hater. I'm not going to lie. I can be a hater about things. I be hating on motherfuckers. I'm not going to lie. You know what? We're all fucking haters. I don't give a fuck who you are. We all hate something. We all hate on something. And it's not a bad thing to hate. I don't think it's such a negative thing to be a hater sometimes. It can be funny. Like a sarcastic type of a hater. But, yeah, y'all some hating-ass motherfuckers, man. And let me tell you something about Mr. Tebow, which is the good, he's one of those one-name celebrities. The guy's been a winner his whole life, bro. And I know what you're going to say. Some of you right now are listening to this saying, shaking your head. For those of you that listen, if anyone's listening. And for those of you that listen, thank you. I appreciate you. Hit me up. Let me know what you think about the show. If we can do anything different, you can hit us up on the Mind What's In Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. You can slide into my DMs. Hit me up at mindwhatsinpodcast@gmail.com. YouTube, you can hit up on the comments on YouTube. Subscribe, all that. You know the deal. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who believe that he's been a disappointment or he's been a failure as a professional, I don't know. I don't know if I look at it that way. He's going to go down, at least right now, and until he dies. I mean, who knows what happens, what kind of player we get in the next 20, 30 years. He's going to go down as a top 5 college football player of all time. Not just position player, quarterback, all-time player. At least in my opinion. So, but with that being said, we also knew him going into the NFL was going to be iffy. We knew that. I knew that. And I love the guy. Look, don't get me wrong. I believe people can win off just like pure champion shit. Like pure champion stuff. And that's what that man is. That man lives and breathes champion stuff. He wakes up and he just spews champion. That guy's a winner. That guy's been a winner since the day he was born, bro. Okay? That's, I get it. He didn't succeed. He won a playoff game. Let's not forget that. Won a playoff game in the NFL against the Steelers. Just saying, take that for whatever you want to take it. Like I said, I mean, he was a decorated high school athlete, highly recruited. He was a stud in Florida. Like I said, top 5 college football player of all time as far as I'm concerned. And, it wasn't his fault that he got drafted high. Like, you go back to Ted Ginn with the Dolphins. Nobody told the Dolphins to draft him at 8 or 9, whatever the fuck he was drafted in. Nobody. But they did. So it is what it is, man. And yeah, he comes into the NFL. He's a first-round pick. honestly, I do feel he was given all the ability, all the chances to succeed, and I still don't. I mean, how do I say this? I don't believe that he wouldn't have succeeded had he maybe stuck it out a little longer. But the guy's a winner, dude. Okay, fine. He doesn't, he leaves football. Goes to a couple teams, didn't work out. I actually thought the Patriots might have been a good place for him, but that didn't go. And so, okay, he leaves. I think, did he go to broadcasting first and then went to baseball? Whichever way it was. He's a stud at broadcasting as well. We know that. So I'm saying he's a winner there, too. So he's a one in college. He went to the NFL as a first-round pick, won a playoff game. Yeah, the rest didn't work out as well, but he still won a playoff game. Something a lot of people can't say they did. And then he switches, profession, sports, and he tries the major. Now, did he get a spot on the Mets because he's Tim Tebow? Maybe. He had a couple home runs. He showed some, but he's a little older at the time too. It's like he was 21 years old going in there. So, he had his little run there and stuff, and he left that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he went back to broadcasting, which he was still doing while he was playing. Actually, I think. And again, we all know he's a pimp there. And now he's taking a shot back in the NFL after 8 years, I think it is, since he's been a professional football player. And now he's switching to tight end, which, by the way, I think personally might be something that he regretted not doing when he was still younger. Because remember, that was what was talked about with him. Why don't you switch to tight end, dude? You're still at his age. When he left the NFL, he was still very young. And if he would have made the jump then, who knows? Because I have no doubt in my mind that guy can be successful at whatever he does. At whatever. There's no reason for anyone to doubt what that guy can do on any field or in any, setting. I'm sorry. His faith alone will guide him. And I'm not a faith guy. I don't believe in all that bullshit. I'm not religious. I'm not none of that. But if there's one guy that I seriously look at him and say, you know what, that's the epitome of what people want out of a person who's, faith-based and all that stuff. Religious and whatnot. That's him right there. The guy's a fucking saint. And let's not fucking forget, okay, people? Hello. He's married to, is it Miss America or Miss Universe? One or the other. Either or, it's a miss of something, and she's beautiful. Well, not of something, but I'm saying of one of the main pageants that we have. She's fucking gorgeous. And he's got 3 great dogs. I love his dogs, the Tebow pack. I follow him. He's my guy, man. Look, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. When he came down here with the Broncos, obviously I'm rooting for the Dolphins. But underneath and under my legs, when he did something well, I clapped, a little golf clap under my legs. Admission, which I've told people before, I actually had on, underneath my Dolphin jersey, I had on my 2008 Gator Championship t-shirt. Oh, man. And when he won the game, when he came back and won the game, I took my shirt off. I took my jersey off. And I let everybody see the shirt. I was like, yes, right. And you know what? Honestly, I almost became a Broncos fan. I would have not stopped being a Dolphin fan because even though I wouldn't have been like crazy. I'm a Rodgers fan. Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers. He's the only jersey. I don't even own a Tebow jersey. That's how much I love Rodgers. Rodgers is the only jersey I own that isn't a Dolphin jersey. Okay, that's just telling you something. And I never even got a Tebow jersey, and I loved him Tebow, but. So it wasn't about switching teams like that. It was just about rooting for him and hoping the team. If the team did well, it means he was doing well probably. And that's basically what I wanted. So I almost became a Bronco fan for him because I love the guy. So now what? Okay, fuck it. He wants to come back. Urban Meyer's his guy. And you know what? Stop hating on these people because they bring everybody would do that shit. Everyone would do the same fucking thing. You get set in a position of power. You get set in a position where you can do things and bring people in wherever the fuck you want. You're going to do it, bro. You're going to do it. So don't give him any shit because he reached out to his college quarterback, okay, to bring him in. You know what? On top of all the other shit, even if he doesn't, play much as in the position, but he's on the team, that guy's one hell of a motivator, bro. I'm sorry, bro. There's no reason for any team that he's on to not be motivated to play football on Sundays. Ever. That guy is just, I can tell you his faith, bro. It has to be the faith. It has to be the faith that he doesn't break. He cried. I remember that game he cried. The SEC title game that we lost to Alabama. Yeah. I don't have a problem. Plenty of guys have cried in sports, and they don't give them shit, but they gave him shit like crazy. I had one of my boys who can't stand him. I want to say he can't stand. I don't want to say we can't stand. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he definitely can't stand the Gators. And I remember that game, and he was giving me shit for it. So, excuse me, I'm a little thirsty there. And so yeah, the guy's a fucking winner, dude. Even though to a lot of people he's failed in his athletic endeavors, but professional athletic endeavors. But I disagree, dude. I disagree. I don't think he's failed. I don't think that guy knows what that word even means. So, y'all need to leave this man alone. I don't hear nobody giving Calvin Benjamin any shit. I don't hear people giving other athletes shit that aren't Tim Tebow. Like, why is it that we got to come down on him? Why can't this be a positive thing? I mean, one, they're already selling his fucking gear. His gear is blowing up. That right there is a positive for the team. They're not stupid. It's a business. The fuck? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me that people have nothing better to do than to bitch about this stuff. And what about the roster spot he's taking from somebody else? Listen, bro. He's probably better than the guy he's taking the roster spot from. I don't care who he is. He's probably better than him. Probably, most likely. And at the end of the day, bro, that guy, that roster spot that you're so concerned about, isn't going to be anyone of real significance. Let's be real, bro. Let's be real. Come on. It's Tim Tebow and all, but you're not going to get rid of one of your top guys on any team or move somebody who you believe in or one of your young guys is a stud. You're not going to do that for any of these, because this just could be a ploy, what they say. He's in the training camp. He shows a little something. Team makes money. And for all we know, he doesn't even make the team. So that's why I don't even know why it is such a big fucking deal and that people get so crazy about it. Because it's him. That's the thing. Fucking haters, man. You need to leave that man alone, For real. Yeah, that shit just fucking drives me nuts, man. And so, moving on, now that I've let that out, because that's what I was going to start the show with, but then I got into the whole nails thing. As you can see, she's been quiet. Notice, I've gone on other shows that you guys have heard, and I haven't said a word, and she doesn't stop. Today, I mentioned it, and look, she hasn't walked around at all. I got to take her out, though. I haven't taken her out since she ate. I actually had a scare with her a little while, not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago. See, my dog eats raw. She's on a raw diet. Or, now was, kind of, because I'm taking a break on it. She had she was pooping diarrhea, which is whatever, it happens from time to time. But it was coming out really dark, like black. And I was like, that can't be normal, After like a day or two, I looked it up. And I started, reading on it, cancer. I mean, everything that just started, nothing. I tell you, God damn it, if I tell you nothing that came up was fucking, in any way, shape, or form, even remotely, like, minuscule. Everything was bad. To me, everything was bad. Like, I got lucky, just, so I don't drag on the story, and then you guys go, what happened? The least of the things that it could have been is what happened. So that's good. That was a positive. Because, dude, there was cancer. It was an obstruction. It was parasites. It was, there was another one. What was the other one that had me going nuts? Cancer was the one that drove me crazy. Honestly. And then, the obstruction, I guess, because, that would have been a surgery right away. But I knew it couldn't have been that because she doesn't, like, she still was very active and playing and she was still eating. Well, hold on. Let me let me at least say, okay, this is what it was. So then you'll get, I can go to some of this other stuff. She had her intestines were swollen, had gotten swollen, so she wasn't able to pass. Her stomach was full of food. She wasn't able to process everything. So what was going on was the black diarrhea was basically her body squeezing out whatever toxins it can get out of her body, but it wasn't able to pass any of the food. I felt like shit. Only because you can't really know these things. And like I said, she was very active. She's still active. She was eating every day. She didn't stop eating. She didn't stop, playing around and jumping and doing all this shit. So I'm like, what the hell? And if it would have been an obstruction, I think I would have been able to tell, like, when I touch her, when I play with her, when I grab her. Because she likes to play rough, so I would grab her. She might have gone, whatever. But nothing. Like, the only sign I had was the diarrhea. So, I know. I love it, guys. Great conversation. We're talking about dog diarrhea. But whatever. They, so... the thing about this is vets I know aren't too in tune into the raw diet, craze. Because I don't know how long this thing has been happening. I just did the research with my girl, and we thought it was the best way to go with her. And she had been eating raw for 3 years. She lost weight. Her hair was growing back because she was having some skin issues, and her hair started growing back, and those little patches was missing was growing back. And she seemed great. But I don't know. The vets don't really approve of that. Most of them that I've talked to, especially because they're trying to push all that dog food that they got in their damn shelves that they get sent so they can make money off it. And they want to pawn that shit out. They want to sell it. So they're like, oh, because everything in moderation and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but what does that mean? What does that mean for the people who give their dog that fucking kibble for 20 years or 15 years? Everything in moderation then or not? What's the difference? See, I was giving what I thought to, and I still think the best meal I can give my dog. From what we've researched and whatnot and done, remember, dogs come from wolves, bro. Their bodies are made to take the meat. Their teeth are made to crush bone and all that shit and meat and everything. Their body chemistry was similar, like the way they process food. And from what I understand, like they can't process greens and shit like we do. Even though, for example, if a wolf would eat a rabbit, whatever, he most likely to eat the contents in the stomach of the rabbit. And that's like carrots and whatnot, so they don't process that as much. Dog food in this country is not regulated by the government. I don't know if anybody knew that. And if you want to know more, you can go check out a good documentary, which is the one that opened my eyes. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Pet Fooled, 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 on Netflix. And it's a lot of stuff in there that makes you think, dude. I don't give a fuck. It makes you think. But there's always two sides to every story, and sometimes 3 or 4. So back to my story really quick. The vet, was like, oh, everything in moderation. It could be that, this and this and that. So they gave me these cans of dog food for digestive care. They said I had to give her that for 5 days and these medications. I couldn't give her anything else. I said, okay, so I did it. So after the 5 days, she cleared up. She started pooping hard again. And I was like, okay, great. There was a little medication left over, and I stopped giving it to her because they said 5 days, but whatever. So dude, not even like the first day, the next day after giving her a piece of steak to see if she would, how that would go, boom, she started shitting diarrhea, black diarrhea again. I'm like, oh, fuck me, bro. I called the vet. They told me to finish off the rest of the medication. I went and picked up another couple cans of that stuff just to finish her off with the medication. And then I made a decision. I decided, you know what? I'm going to take a break from the raw. Listen, I will never give my dog kibbles and bits. I would never give my dog any dog food that comes in a bag or in a can. I will not do that to my dog. I'm sorry. That's garbage. That goes in and out. The food I was giving her is pure fucking nutrition, right to the body, right where it belongs, right where it needs to go. Comes in and goes out when it's supposed to, and it does what it's supposed to. So what I'm doing now is I'm cooking her food now. But I don't do bone because obviously, listen, for those of you listening, and if you've thought about the raw and you're on the fence, whatever you do, no pork, because pork you got to wait like 3 weeks. It's frozen to give it to her, so I just don't fuck with it. But if you're gonna give her bone, make sure it's just a chicken bone and like a drumstick, and it has to be raw. It cannot be cooked because the raw is the way they can eat it. It's soft, they can bite through it. It's nothing. I mean, you should hear my dog just right through it like nothing. So the thing with cooked bone, it shreds it like especially rib pork bone. They I'm trying to do visual because I'm not doing. Well, I don't think I'm doing. I'm sorry, I got gas. I got burps. I'm not doing video this week. I am recording video, but I don't know if I'm going to play. Because for some reason, this fucking laptop camera of mine, even with my mic connected, the audio is very low. I want to do an episode. I'm probably going to do it next on the whole struggles of a podcaster and all that stuff. Because that's one of them, bro. Not having the right equipment and stuff. And still trying to make do what you got and get it done and get this out there for you guys. So I want to do an episode of that. I think it's pretty interesting. So now I'm cooking ground turkey, ground chicken, even though they say turkey's better, and I'm going to possibly implement this supplemental. There's a company, and I'll give her a shout out because I have a friend of ours who uses it for her dog, and her, she swears by it. It's called Pup Tables. Excuse me, PUP Tables. They're on Instagram, and they human grade food for dogs. The lady's a chef, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a bunch of different stuff that's good for them. Strawberries, peaches, this, like a bunch of different fruits and vegetables that are cooked or steamed. I haven't really read the whole thing yet. And she has different combinations, some for different things, skin, for aging, joints, stuff like that. Whole meal supplement. So what I'm thinking of doing is getting one of those and then adding it to the ground turkey and stuff when I cook it for her. So I'm still giving her meat. I'm not doing dog food, but I'm cooking it this time. And she seems to be taking well to it. Her poop is coming out solid. But that was scary, man, because I love my dog, dude. I was in the I get choked up. I was in the waiting room or whatever, where I had her already on top of the little thing where they check her, and then when the guy comes in to add, he's like, hey, does she bite or what? I was like, yeah, she's got a little aggressive. So he put the muzzle on her. He's like, well, we got to take her for the x-rays and that. Dude, I inside, I was dying. I started crying inside, like literally. And when the guy left, I broke down for like 2 seconds. I'm not even going to lie. I love my dog so much. And to think of her, something happening to her, like because of this, or maybe, because everything started going through my mind. Like, is this me? Is it something I did? Was I not doing the right thing with the raw food? Was I just, being lazy? Was I not, you know what I mean? Like, things like that. Because I've seen other people who feed their dog, they go through this whole meal prep stuff, and they do a lot of elaborate food. And not for nothing. It's not cheap to feed your dog this way either. I mean, you get a bag of dog food like $30. That should last you 2 months or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or a month or whatever. This shit, I buy dog food weekly. And I spend probably $25 to $30 a week on her food. So now I'm spending less with the switching over to ground turkey. If you hear me coming in and out a little bit, it's because I keep rocking myself back and forth, and I kind of like the effect of it, but it has to work right. So yeah, I had that issue with the dog, and that shit had me crazy. But she's doing good now, so that's good because I love my poopy, my poochie. My Chuchi. That's her name, Chuchi, for those of you who don't know. Us Cubans, bro. We pick the weirdest fucking names for our dogs. Just as long as you don't give your dog a human name, I can't stand that shit. I had a friend of mine once who named his dog Brittany. I couldn't stand that. I'm like, that's a fucking girl's name, bro. Not a dog's name. Like, we have weird names. Chuchi, Doody, Kooky, Poopy, Fifi. We have a bunch of shit in my house. My mom has 4 dogs at the house, and they're all named something. Like, we got Gigi, Chiara, Sasha. Sasha's all right. I think Sasha could work for a dog. And 3 dogs and a cat. I don't know what the cat's name is. I don't know. Well, see, funny story about, and we'll move on from the dog. I'm sure dog lovers don't mind, but the name, actually, I was gonna name her Sky. We wanted to name her Sky, but my boy had just gotten had a puppy too, a little longer than we did, and he had named her Sky. So we didn't want to do that. We were like, we don't want to do that. And we hung out with him a lot. And funny story there too is, my dog can't stand that bitch. She's great. I love that dog. She's a boxer. So much energy. I had a boxer for like a week, bro, one time, living in my other apartment. A puppy, beautiful. We named her Socks. I named her Socks. So she had 4 white paws, and it looked like she was wearing white socks. And, I was doing well keeping her in the house, without nobody seeing her. She was quiet and all that shit. But one day I had the day off. And I took her with me. I was going to take her to the park for a while to get her out of the house. And I was walking through the back of the building to get to my car. And the fucking property manager just happened to be walking back there and saw me. Didn't say a word to me. Just, I walked by her, said hi. She said hi. But lo and behold, what the fuck do you know? When I get back to my house, back to my apartment, there's a fucking door, a letter on the door. Talking about the dogs and this and that. See, the thing was, there was other people in the building that had dogs. But from when one of them told me, because I knew one of the guys, he used to sell, I don't know. The guy was into, let's just say he didn't go to Aspen a lot, but you would think he did. And so, talking to him, he told me what it was is when he moved in, they allowed pets, and then they changed it. So, because he had paid a deposit, they allowed him to keep it. But they said that once the dog dies, no more. He had another one, because he got another one that looked the same, and they fucking stupid-ass people. And then there was another lady who apparently was deaf. So, her dog was necessary because when somebody would knock on the door, he would, it was a service dog for her. But I went to the office, and I'm like, yo, come on. And I go, listen, I'm not keeping it, but I'm holding on to it for a couple days for a buddy of mine who's moving. I'm like trying to be slick. I'm like, out of curiosity, let's just say he happens to not be able to take it. Could I possibly keep it? I told him, I'll pay the deposit. I don't give a fuck. And they told me no. So I had to give it away. And the worst part was I ended up giving it away to someone that I was not too thrilled to give it away to. because of one, the people were nice. I'm not going to say the people were dicks. They were nice. But the neighborhood, the area that they lived in, I didn't like it. And I just knew that something was going to happen to that dog. I just knew either the dog was going to run away, they were going to leave a gate open, something. And from what I understand, that's exactly what happened, I think. I think it ended up running away a year later or something like that. And who knows where she is now. I hope she's okay. I would hate to think that she's not around anymore. I mean, it's been a while. It's been like 10 years. So, I mean, she's 10 years old, roughly, probably right now. I hope she's okay. I really do. Anyway, but my bad. I went into that whole goddamn dog thing. So, as we get closer to rounding out the show, I have to get to something because, unfortunately, with scheduling and all this stuff, I haven't been able to really get Justin back on. It's been tough. It's been tough. I've been dealing with, I've been handling some stuff and whatnot. So I haven't been able to get the show as, like I said, consistent as I normally would have. And so I haven't been able to get him on to talk about something that we enjoy talking about. Oh, I could hear her playing with her toy. And she takes big bites out of that thing. She got sharp teeth, though. And then Bones be helping her sharpen her teeth. Yeah, so, but it feels like it's already been, like, if I wait anymore, it's just not going to be the same anymore. And it probably won't be the same now. But I got to get it in. I bet they do. But I'm not getting it in like they did on one of the greatest shows ever invented, ever created. And, yeah, we got to finish it off because it's over. And, we got to make it officially over when we talk about it. You're not gonna tell me. You'll never forget me. I don't know any other better way to end the show, really, than to go into this. And just, like that wave that comes in at the end of the intro, that's how we're going to go out. I hope this shit comes back soon, man. Alrighty then, people. We have about 10 minutes. I think I can get it all in quick. Look, it's simple, man. I think we kind of knew, for those of you who watch the show, and, it's been, like, it's not a spoiler thing now, I think. It's been a month, maybe, since the show ended. So, okay, Erica and Kendall, you knew it. It had to be. Like, if she would have gone back to him, then I would have just lost complete respect for her. But she did what she had to do, and, boy, that man did not expect that. Ooh, the look on his face was just fucking priceless. And he's a piece of shit, dude. He really is. The guy's a piece of shit. So, that went the way it should have. But I gotta tell you, boy, little fucking dirty feet Chelsea, boy, threw a wrench in my plans, because I did not see that coming. She fucking left with fucking Thomas. And Thomas, you're a douchebag, too. Because you let on that fine Hispanic girl. I think she has to be Cuban, bro. That fine Cuban girl that you were rubbing on that booty. And you let that girl on and you did this bullshit. You're a punk, yo. You're a fucking punk. I don't like you. I don't like you and I don't like Kendall. Alright? And then you know what, Chelsea? Fuck you, too. You know what, Justin? I'm with you, Justin. I don't like that bitch. Fuck that dirty feet having bitch. Because you know what? You let on Dr. Blake, too. And that man, I bet you that man thought you were leaving with him. At least minimum, you would leave alone. And let me tell you, at the beginning of the conversation, I thought that's exactly what was going to happen. But, man, I don't know, man. I don't know what that was about, man. There's something there. I wish, man, I say it every time. I tell my girl, what the fuck is that stain doing there? I'm looking at the ceiling, and all of a sudden I see a stain by the light. Sorry, homeowner shit. Every time I tell my chick, they should do a pay-per-view type situation where it's all not 24 hours. Well, yeah. Let us watch what happens in the house 24 hours a day and all uncensored, bro. Uncensored. Because, I get it. It's on USA. They go as far as they could, like having the two chicks in bed, this guy coming out holding his dick and shit. But, man, it would be interesting. I'd like to see a lot of behind the scenes. I'd like to see what the fuck is going on there on a Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when they're not filming. And, I don't know. Because I don't know how much they film or how much hours of the day do they film. Because they don't really tell you, obviously, what day of the week it is when they see, when they're throughout the show. And I know they're there for a month, I think it is. So I would love to see what they do with the stuff that doesn't come out. Either bloopers or hidden camera shit. Not hidden camera. I don't think you had cameras there. I don't think you need to. Everybody knows where the camera is and they're not shy. So, the two douchebags are out of the way. And fuck you, Chelsea. Fuck you, dirty feet, bitch. Can't stand that shit. So, now, Corey and Aaron, listen, man. I think you fucked up, Corey, honestly. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that things would work out with that other girl. I can't remember her name, but I thought she was cool. I don't remember her name. The one who was in the 9-year relationship who you were just, the one you were getting cool with, bro. And, you're telling this girl, if it wasn't because of this one, you'd be with her. Like, that's kind of fucking shady, bro. Oh, I can see myself with you. Well, obviously you can't. Obviously you can't, because you didn't. So, I think you fucked up. I think, and again, what I was going to say, a few seconds ago when I was like, well, let me see. If you go back to season 1, Evan and Morgan, I thought those people were going to last forever, man. I really did. I was so happy about that. I know the girl got, broken up with, but she was ugly as fuck. Looking like the crypt keeper and shit. I forgot her name. So, and look how that turned out. So, I'm not saying that kind of relationship could work, but I don't know, man. You seem like a nice guy, and I don't know if that's... I'd like to see what's happening now. Even though on the reunion, there was some static going on there. So, I don't know exactly. I think that she told him that she didn't want to be with him or something. I don't know. Or that he's a bitch or something. Can't be dealing with that shit, bro. Fuck that bitch. That bitch likes fucking athletic dudes, athletes who like to cheat and probably beat her and shit and slap her with their dicks and shit. Who knows? But you fucked up. I personally think you should have moved on from this chick and given that girl a chance. You didn't have to leave with her, but you should have left alone. And then, of course, oh my God, what's this guy's name, bro? Because he has a chick, Julian, and I forgot the girl's name. You know what? I had remember my prediction at the beginning of the season? Nobody was going to make it. No couples were going to make it. So, I was wrong, big time, because only one couple didn't make it. And as they should have not made it. That couple needed to be eliminated. Don't get eliminated. Oh, I love that show, MXC. I don't know if you guys ever seen that shit. That's just the best. With Vic, what is it? Vic Romano, Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano. I love that show. Anyway, not to go on to the rabbit hole. We can always do another show. Damn, that might not be a bad idea. Do a little MXC episode on my favorite episodes. Because they do be doing some funny shit. So anyway, as we're running down the clock here on another great episode of the Mind Within Podcast. And like I said earlier, you can find the Mind Within Podcast on YouTube, Google Podcasts, iTunes. Please rate, review, subscribe, click on the bell, notifications, hit me up. Even if you just want to tell me I'm a piece of shit and that I suck at this and I should jump off a tall building, that's fine. But tell me, though. Let's see it. Send it. Come on. So, Julian and this girl. Whatever. The way these things end, I think she was a little bit of a fake crier. Did they have to have another, proposal on the show? I think the first one was great, and that's the way I think it should have stayed. I actually thought she was going to say no, honestly. But, hey, what do I know? Obviously, I had everybody not going home with their couples. But I can't wait for the show to come back. I haven't gotten any details. I just know that they did say at the end of the show, if you want to apply for the show, whatever, go ahead. So they are definitely looking for people. And I did read some stuff. I think I might have mentioned this. I think I did this before, man. But I'm going to do it again. At least this one I found interesting. That the producers they prefer couples who one of them didn't want to go and had to be convinced to go. I think that's interesting. Because, that's the turmoil and shit. I mean, look, fucking dirty feet Chelsea's fuck ass. But with yeah. Let's get the show back on track. Let's get back to the next season. Let's get going. Let's get some new ratchet ass singles and some and let's tone it down with the whole walking up to that little stage and saying some stupid ass fucking phrase or catchphrase or I'm gonna get your man or I'm gonna do it. Just go up there, say your name, where you're from, and say hey, I'm here. Check it out. I don't know. I just think they overdo it sometimes, big time. Oh man, and I don't really want to end it on this, but It was fun, even though I didn't watch a single. Oh shit! I'm sorry, my mic. I knocked my mic over. Sorry, I was laughing and coughing at the same time. I'm sorry. Even though I didn't watch a single fucking game, at least a whole game, it was fun to have the excitement of NHL, playoff hockey talk in this town. So with that, it's a shame that they went down, man. They went down. And, I know people got a little crazy because of the whole, the last 2 games of the season where we, demolished them and shit. And then, the playoffs happened. But they're the defending Stanley Cup champions, bro. They're not the team. They're not some bullshit team. They're defending national champ. They're defending Stanley Cup champs. So they know what they got to do in the playoffs, and it's fitting that they go the season or whatever amount of the season without certain guys, and then they get them back in the playoffs. So, thank you, thank you Panthers for a great season. Always 5 points out, like I told Roy the other day, like I tweeted to him. And then the non-sarcastic having Justin doesn't get that, the joke, but that's okay. I'll have to explain it to him one day. We'll see when I get the guys back on. Like I said, as we get closer to the season, I might have Justin on sooner than that for some other, nonsense topic. You know how we do around here. But as we wind this down, like I said, thank you, Panthers, for a fun season. And, yeah, I'm going to do it one more time because I like playing with my sounds. So, but you know what? After this series, they're more like this, maybe. Oh, man. All right, everybody. That's the show. And thank you for tuning in, as always. I can't do it without you guys. You keep, for those of you that are listening, for the ones I can actually see something on my Spreaker stats moving around. I don't see anything on my Apple iTunes yet. I have a couple reviews that I can't even see. And I can't rate or review anybody else's podcast. And I'm trying to, do that for some of my fellow podcasters out there. Because we all got to stick together. For those of you who are into the podcasting, or at least listening to podcasts, and not just the big ones like mine, you can go to, I think it's Podcastagram on Twitter, Instagram, and there's a tournament going on right now, and you can vote for podcast against podcast. It's pretty cool. I didn't make the cut because I didn't get mine in time. Hopefully the next one comes around, I'll get mine in there, and we'll see. We'll see who actually listens to my shit. So, children, women and children, moms and dads, dogs and cats out there, thank you for listening to another great episode of the My 1 Cent Podcast. And in the immortal words of one Johnny Utah, vaya con Dios.